Hello students, in this video we are going to do the question answers of your chapter 12 in history, and that is the Second World War. Yesterday we have done, or in the previous module we have done the explanation of Second World War, the causes, the consequences, even the course of the events or course of the war or the events of the war. So now quickly jump to the question answers and we'll straight away get into the answers. So let's begin. I am reading from question number 1, that is on page 135 in my book. Accordingly, you can see and mark the answers, or you can write them or note them down with the play pause method. Here, question number 1. Name the countries that formed the Allied powers. The answer you will write Britain, France, and the Soviet Union or Russia later onwards, along with the USA. Question number 2. What was the issue between Germany and Poland that was the cause of World War II? For this, you will write the answer. Hitler invaded Poland to, you can write in points. First, gain the territories which Germany had lost to Poland by the Treaty of Versailles. Second, to gain the port of Danzig. And third, to avenge Polish atrocities against Germans who were living in Russia. Question number 3. How was the Treaty of Versailles responsible for the Second World War? Here you will write again in 2 points. The terms of treaty were harsh and unjust, especially towards Germany. Second point, Germany was dispossessed of her colonies, forced to cede large chunks of her territory, and had to pay a large war indemnity. To avenge this humiliation, Germany followed an aggressive foreign policy and rearmament. Question number 4. How did the rise of fascism and Nazism become one of the causes of the Second World War? You will write first point, Mussolini and Hitler, that is Germany and Russia. So Mussolini in Italy and Hitler in Germany encouraged extreme nationalism. Italy wanted to revive the glory of the old Roman Empire, whereas Germany wanted to become a world power. Second point you will write, Germany adopted the policy of militarization and annexed Austria, occupied Rhineland and dismembered Czechoslovakia. Third point, the policy of appeasement by Britain and France allowed expansion policy and led to the inevitability of war. Question number 5. How was the dissatisfaction of Italy responsible for the Second World War? For this, you will write again in 3 points. First point, Italy fought on the side of the victorious nations in the First World War and had hoped to gain territories of Turkey and Germany. Second point, by the Treaty of Versailles, Italy could not get any part of the German and the Turkish colonial empire. Third point, this discontent was exploited by Mussolini for his fascism. Question number 6. What is meant by the policy of appeasement? You will write the policy of accepting the hostile demands of an aggressive nation to maintain peace is known as the policy of appeasement. Question number 7. Name the countries which followed the policy of appeasement and the countries towards whom they adopted this policy. So you will write Britain and France followed the policy of appeasement towards Germany, Italy and Japan, that is Rome, Berlin, Tokyo axis. So these are the 3 countries. Question number 8. Why did Britain and France follow the policy of appeasement? You will write this in points, 4 points. Britain and France, first point, felt that these countries, they are Germany and Italy, had a real cause of grievance because they had to face harsh terms of the Treaty of Versailles. Second point, if the grievances of these nations were removed, they would not disturb the world peace. Third point, they wanted to check the rising tide of communism and Bolshevism by preventing Germany's drift towards Russia. Fourth point, they thought that Japanese invasion of China would weaken China. Question number 9. What was the Berlin-Rome-Tokyo axis? In this you will write military alliance formed by Germany, Italy and Japan is termed as the Rome-Berlin-Tokyo axis. Question number 10. Why did Italy join the side of Germany and Japan in the Second World War? So here you will write answer number 10 in 2 points. Italy wanted to revive the glory of the old Roman Empire and avenge the wrong done to her by the Treaty of Versailles. And second point, to strengthen her position, Italy joined Germany and Japan, which had similar grievances and ambitions, and formed with them the Berlin-Rome-Tokyo axis. Question number 11. What was the immediate cause of the Second World War? You will write the immediate cause of the Second World War was the invasion of Poland by Germany on September 1, 1939. Question number 12. Which incident brought the USA in the Second World War? You will write Japanese attack on the Pearl Harbor in Hawaii Islands was the event that led the entry of USA in the Second World War. Question number 13. Why did the USA drop atom bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? So you will write answer number 13 in 3 points. First point, land invasion of Japan, costly and futile, or suicide air corps and had also trained civilians. Second point, during the Second World War, Japanese government refused to surrender and continued to fight. Third point, to avenge the humiliating attack by Japan on the Pearl Harbor. Question number 14. What made Japan to surrender to the Allies? You will write the dropping of atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan by the USA in August 1945. Question number 15. Mention 2 important consequences of the Second World War. So here you will write answer 15 as it is asked 2 consequences. So in 2 points you will write first, defeat of the Axis power, i.e. Germany, Italy, Japan by the Allied powers that is Britain, France, USA and USSR. Second point, Germany was divided into zones, each zone being kept under the army of each of the Allied powers. Japan and Italy also became weak. Question number 16. Name the international organization that was formed after World War II. It is the United Nations Organization. Question number 17. What is meant by the Cold War? So you will write Cold War refers to an atmosphere where there is no armed struggle, but the rivals continue to maintain their peacetime diplomatic relations along with their hostility. Next is question number 18. Mention any 2 characteristics of the Cold War. It is the 2 important characteristics of the Cold War are there is no armed struggle and the rivals continue to maintain diplomatic relations along with their hostility. Second point you will write there is fear and suspicion for each other. Question 19. Give 2 causes that led to the Cold War. Here you will write first point, old suspicion and ideological differences came to the forefront. Second point, after the war, the world got divided into 2 power blocks. These 2 blocks openly made propaganda against each other, left no opportunity to weaken the opponent without getting into a direct conflict. Next, question number 20. Name 5 countries of the capitalistic bloc. You will write Britain, France, USA, Italy and Canada. Question number 21. Name 5 countries belonging to the communist bloc. You will write USSR, Poland, Hungary, Romania and Bulgaria. Question 22. What was the communist view about the Western style democracy? You will write the answer 22. The communists considered the Western style democracy as a farce meant only for the rich and the upper middle class. Question 23. What was the capitalistic view about communism? Capitalists' view about communism. You will write the answer. The capitalists regarded communism as a grave threat to freedom and liberty throughout the world. Name the two countries which became independent after the Second World War. There are many. You can simply write India, Pakistan. That is one we have been studying in the history. So you can straight away mention them. So with this, we come to the end of all the 24 questions of this chapter. We finished this chapter, and recently we have finished 2 or 3 chapters. So make sure that all your question answers are up to date and your work is all done in your copies and you are good to go. Revise, learn, and be prepared for your examinations. I hope you've understood the chapter, the important things. It's not very difficult, not very long. So go through it and then go through these question answers as well.